Well, we finally made it to the end, and this one is probably, in my opinion, one of the best ones out of all of them. And to my knowledge, it's at least partially, if not entirely, autobiographical, but that also kind of made it the one that stuck out the most, because it's from the mangaka who did Kuzu no Honkai, so I at least recognize the art style and name, and I do like Kuzu no Honkai. But it kind of gives us a glimpse into her world and her feelings towards Ako. And it just seems so personal to her, especially giving the ending lines where she's hesitant to talk about Ako. While the two go their separate ways, but you can see how Ako affected why and how that influenced the mangaka's life. And I think there's definitely a lot to dig into in the idea of someone feeling like they're from such a different world that feels so entirely unapproachable. I haven't felt it to such a strong degree, but I definitely understand what she's talking about. Because I've definitely met people who just feel like they're in their own world. They're just like great personality, or they're just this enigma that's so hard to understand, but are so fascinating. They still have their flaws, obviously, nobody's perfect. But you just see them and you're just like, wow, that is someone who's so different than me. And sometimes that can be a jealousy thing and you just get jealous of them for being so different. But sometimes it can be an influence. And I think that, for me at least, has been a lot of what watching YouTube for a lot of my life has been. These are all people whose lives are so different than mine. But also with the system of YouTube, they feel just approachable enough to be something that I could pursue. And at this point, I've been making YouTube videos since at least 2013. Because I was inspired by the content creators I watched at that time. So you got the Minecraft era onto the video essays, and now whatever era we're in now. But they're all people who just were giving me good times, and I was like, I want to try and do that. And so I did. And the early videos aren't great. They're recorded on probably my iPod Touch camera, or just a like small digital camera I use. But I was making videos that I enjoyed, and I've yet to be very successful, but every time I feel like I don't know where to go, I just come back to it. My life has changed a lot since 2013. That is the understatement of the century, but it's true. But here we are, 8 years later, and I'm still making videos. And these one-shot ones have just been me trying to get myself to write more and also get myself into a video making mind, while also just incorporating other things in my life that I've been working on throughout quarantine in general, which is where the poems are, which I've been doing for over 200 days now, which is crazy. Because this year for me has just been make as many things as you can. And there are a lot of these projects that have just ended up dead and half finished, but I've also finished a lot of things this year that I didn't in the past. Like NaNoWriMo, I finally finished one of those, which is crazy to me, because every other year in the past I made like 5,000 words, and then I went, well, I don't really have the energy to do this. And this year I did it. I wrote those 50k words. And now I'm thinking about making it a real novel. And I think some of that is I have more time because I'm nearing the end of college, so I'm kind of just finishing up things. But if we keep this pace going, 2021 should be a good year for me. Hopefully.